If you've ever had to hire a lawyer in a criminal case, you're probably hoping your lawyer will get your case dismissed. In this video, I explain what a lawyer must do and all the work that goes into getting a case dismissed. And if you stick around to the end, I'll give you a real-life example of how I got a capital murder case dismissed for my client by knowing the law and applying the law to the facts. Hello folks, I'm Andrew Williams, and this is another edition of the Fedora Lawyer. I'm a board-certified criminal defense attorney with 28 years of practice behind me. On this channel, I share my years of experience with you to give you a better understanding of the law. First off, your case doesn't get dismissed because your lawyer knows the prosecutor or the judge. My clients ask me that sometimes. Do you know the judge? Yeah, I know who the judge is, but that's not going to help you. It doesn't work like that. Getting a case dismissed takes a lot of work. Getting a case dismissed starts with you and your lawyer reviewing the evidence, also known as discovery, and that's provided by the state. You review that evidence and you come up with a strategy for a good defense, an alternate interpretation of the facts, if you will, a way to show that the incident didn't happen the way the victim claims it did. Now, to do this, your lawyer has to do a lot of work, and he has to show the prosecutor that the case can't be proven beyond a reasonable doubt. Because remember, the burden is on the state to prove whatever they accuse you of, and they have to prove it beyond a reasonable doubt. It's your lawyer's job to show the prosecutor he can't prove it beyond a reasonable doubt. Now, to do this takes a lot of investigation. It takes talking to witnesses, reviewing evidence, visiting the scene of the crime, talking to people that were there, taking videos, taking pictures of the crime scene, finding out if there's a security video that the cops didn't think to get, getting on the internet to find out if there's anything on the social media that might be helpful. A lot of times you can find real gems on social media because people love to get on there and talk on Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat and Twitter and everything else. Does the victim have a grudge or a bias or some other reason to lie about your client? Are there any faulty identity issues? Is the witness sure he saw the person he claims to have seen? That's why it's important to visit the scene and take photos. Sometimes it's necessary to hire an investigator to help you track down witnesses and do other work for you. Your lawyer also must know the law well so he or she knows what evidence the state needs to prove its case. Is there any evidence that might not be admissible in court? Your lawyer might file what's called a motion to suppress evidence. You may have heard that on TV maybe. And this is a mechanism to keep illegally obtained evidence out of the trial, like if there's an illegal search, so that the evidence found in that illegal search will not be admissible in court and the state won't be able to use it against your client. Are there character witnesses that can testify that your client is not the kind of person that would commit a crime like that? This is called a character evidence, and it's admissible in court. Your attorney gathers up all this evidence and shows it to the prosecutor, some of it or all of it. He has to be real strategic about it. Doesn't want to give up the whole case, but he has to give the prosecutor enough to know that he can't make his case. If your lawyer can get the prosecutor to agree with him that they can't prove the case beyond a reasonable doubt, then the case gets dismissed. And a dismissal is the very best outcome you could possibly hope for, as that it avoids the uncertainty and stress of a trial. And this is how cases get dismissed. It's the result of a lot of hard work, a lot of good legal research, and knowing and applying the law to the facts. Okay, so if you stuck around this long, I'll tell you the real-life example. It was a murder case. There were 3 people charged. 2 of those 3 people sat down with the police and said they participated in the murder. They also said person number 3, my client, was the actual trigger man. My client, person number 3, never spoke to the police, never made a statement. So the only evidence the state had that the 3rd person, my client, committed the crime was the statements of the other 2 co-defendants. However, under the law, a person can never be convicted based on the testimony of this co-defendants only. There has to be other evidence to connect that 3rd person to the crime. And since the 3rd person followed his lawyer's advice and didn't talk to the police, didn't make any admissions, there was not one single piece of evidence to put him at the scene of the crime other than his 2 co-defendants. The 2 people who sat down, talked to the police, put the blame on the 3rd person, they both went away for 20 years each. Charges against person number 3 were dismissed and he went home. And he went home because he followed his lawyer's advice, he didn't talk to the police, and there was not enough evidence to convict him. All right, well, I hope this was helpful information to you. Kind of explains things, how difficult it is to get cases dismissed. If you like the video, give us a thumbs up. I plan on making lots more videos on legal topics in the future. If there's a particular topic you'd like me to cover, put it in the comments below and I'll see if I can't put together a video for you. You can always visit my website at andrewwilliamslaw.com. For now, this is the Fedora Lawyer signing off.